Weather permitting today, rescuers will be back at it, trying to reach 4 stranded climbers on the north side of Mount Rainier. One of the men is Yevgeny Krasnitsky of Portland. He and 3 others began their ascent last Friday on Liberty Ridge. That is one of the most technical and dangerous routes. On Monday, they called for help, saying high winds destroyed their shelter and equipment at the 13,500-foot level. Rescuers dropped replacement equipment in the area, but high winds and clouds are interfering with that effort. Liberty Ridge is now closed to climbers.